Hello, all you film freaks and movie maniacs out there. My name is Nolan Carr, and I'd like to welcome you to the go-to podcast for all things cinema. But before you can ask any questions, just sit back, relax, as I present to you a Strawlane Studio Productions Critiquing with Carr. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Critiquing with Carr on Barrett Film Friday. I'm so happy to talk to you today about this review. But before we talk about the movie that we're going to review today, there's some other things to talk about. As always, if you've enjoyed these reviews, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, follow on the audio platforms, clicking that heart or like button so it tells us you enjoy these episodes. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you're up to date on those platforms when new episodes release, as well as clicking that share arrow so you can help continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family. Also, if you want other ways of staying up to date with the podcast, do us a favor by following on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr. And with that being said, let's begin as we discuss One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This movie was directed by Milos Forman. The screenwriters for this movie were Lawrence Halbin and Bo Goldman. It was based off the book One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Kenny Kesey. It was produced by Saul Zentz and Michael Douglas. The cast is as follows: Jack Nicholson, Louise Fletcher, Will Sampson, William Redfield, Brad Dourif, Sidney Lassick, Christopher Lloyd, and Danny DeVito. The cinematographers for this film were Haskell Wexler and Bill Butler. It was edited by Richard Chew, Lindsay Klingman, and Sheldon Kahn. The music was done by Jack Nitsky. It was produced by Fantasy Films. It was distributed by United Artists. It was released on November 19th, 1975. It had a budget between $3 and $4.4 million, and it had a box office total of $163.3 million. In terms of accolades, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest did as follows. At the Academy Awards, Saul Zentz and Michael Douglas won for Best Picture. Milos Forman won for Best Director. Louise Fletcher won for Best Actress. Jack Nicholson won for Best Actor. Lawrence Halbin and Bo Goldman won for Best Adapted Screenplay. Brad Dourif was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Scatman Crothers was also nominated for Best Actor. Haskell Wexler and Bill Butler were nominated for Best Cinematography. Richard Chew, Lindsay Klingman, and Sheldon Kahn were nominated for Best Film Editing. At the American Cinema Editors Awards, Richard Chew, Lindsay Klingman, and Sheldon Kahn were nominated for Best Edited Feature Film. At the Bodil Awards, Milos Forman was the winner of Best Non-European Film. At the BAFTA Awards, Jack Nicholson was the winner of Best Actor. Richard Chew, Lindsay Klingman, and Sheldon Kahn were winners of Best Editing. Saul Zentz and Michael Douglas were nominated for Best Film. Milos Forman was nominated for Best Director. Louise Fletcher was nominated for Best Actress. Lawrence Halbin and Bo Goldman were nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. Haskell Wexler and Bill Butler were nominated for Best Cinematography. Richard Portman, Jean Cantamessa, and Jim Cook were nominated for Best Sound. And Paul Silber and Edwin O'Donovan were nominated for Best Art Direction. At the Chicago International Film Festival, Milos Forman was nominated for Best Feature. The Caesar Awards, it was nominated for Best Foreign Film. At the David D. Donatello Awards, Milos Forman was winner of Best Foreign Director, and Jack Nicholson was winner of Best Foreign Actor. At the Director Guild of America Awards, Milos Forman was the winner of Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Motion Pictures. At the Golden Globe Awards, he was the winner of Best Drama Motion Picture. Milos Forman won Best Director. Jack Nicholson won for Best Drama Actor. Louise Fletcher won for Best Actress in a Drama Film. Lawrence Halbin and Bo Goldman won for Best Screenplay, and Jack Nitsky won for Best Original Score. At the Grammy Awards, Jack Nitsky was nominated for Best Album or Best Original Score written for a motion picture or television special. At the Kansas City Film Critics Circle Awards, Milos Forman won for Best Director. At the Kinema Junpo Awards, Milos Forman won for Best Foreign Director. At the Los Angeles Film Critics Association Awards, it won for Best Film. At the National Board of Review Awards, in terms of top 10 films, it came in third place, and Jack Nicholson won for Best Actor. At the National Society of Film Critic Awards, Jack Nicholson won for Best Actor. At the Writers Guild of America Awards, Lawrence Halbin and Bo Goldman were winners of Best Adapted Screenplay. In terms of recognition by the AFI, it was number 20 on their 100 Years, 100 Movies list. Nurse Ratched was number 5 for a villain on their AFI's 100 Years, 100 Heroes and Villains list. R.P. McMurphy was nominated for Hero. And on the 100 Years, 100 Cheers list, it came in at number 17 for a movie. And now for my favorite parts of these reviews, which is when I get to talk about the top 10 highest grossing films of that year's release, being 1975. Coming number 10 was Tommy. It was distributed by Columbia Pictures. It had a worldwide gross of $34.3 million. It was starring Anne Margaret, Oliver Reed, and Roger Daltrey. Coming number 9 was The Other Side of the Mountain. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. It had a worldwide gross of $34.7 million. It was starring Marilyn Hassett, Beau Bridges, and Belinda J. Montgomery. Coming number 8 was Funny Lady. It was distributed by Columbia Pictures. It had a worldwide gross of $40.1 million, and it was starring Barbara Streisand, James Caan, and Roddy McDowall. Coming number 7 was 3 Days of the Condor. It was distributed by Paramount Pictures. It had a worldwide gross of $41.5 million. It was starring Robert Redford, Faye Dunaway, Cliff Robertson, and Max von Sydow. Coming number 6 was Dog Day Afternoon. It was distributed by Warner Bros. It had a worldwide gross of $50 to $56 million. It was starring Al Pacino, John Cazale, James Broderick, and Charles Durning. Coming at number 5 was Shampoo. It was distributed by Columbia Pictures. It had a worldwide gross of $60 million. It was starring Warren Beatty, Julia Christie, and Goldie Hawn. Coming at number 4 was The Return of the Pink Panther. It was distributed by United Artists. It had a worldwide gross of $75 million. It was starring Peter Sellers, Christopher Plummer, and Herbert Lom. Coming number 3 was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It was distributed by United Artists. It had a worldwide gross of $163.3 million. It was starring Jack Nicholson, Louise Fletcher, Will Sampson, William Redfield, and Brad Dourif. Number 2 was The Rocky Horror Picture Show. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox. It had a worldwide gross of $170 million. It was starring Tim Curry, Susan Sarandon, and Barry Bostwick. And coming at number 1 as the highest grossing film of 1975 was Jaws. It was distributed by Universal Pictures. It had a worldwide gross of $476.5 million. It was starring Roy Scheider, Robert Shaw, and Richard Dreyfuss. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, my review of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, directed by Milos Forman, is a phenomenal film that captivates viewers with its compelling characters, thought-provoking themes, and powerful storytelling. With outstanding performances from Jack Nicholson, Louise Fletcher, and Will Sampson, this 2-hour movie moves swiftly, leaving a lasting impact on the audience. One of the standout aspects of the film is the portrayal of Nurse Ratched, played by Louise Fletcher, who embodies a chaotic, evil villain in a captivating way. Her calculated control of the patients and the pleasure she derives from their suffering make her a truly formidable antagonist. Fletcher's performance earned her a well-deserved Academy Award. The Chief, portrayed by Will Sampson, is another remarkable character. Despite being a patient, he is portrayed as one of the most normal individuals in the ward. His presence brings a sense of stability and wisdom to the story, and his transformation throughout the film is truly captivating. Sampson's portrayal adds depth to the narrative and highlights the power of friendship and redemption. Brad Dourif delivers a stand-up performance in his debut film role as Billy Bibbit. His portrayal of a vulnerable and emotionally fragile patient is both heart-wrenching and authentic. The cat and mouse relationship between Christopher Lloyd's character and Harding, played by William Redfield, adds a layer of intrigue. Lloyd's character constantly annoys Harding, leading to explosive moments of anger, creating a dynamic and engaging dynamic between the two. The setting of the film, primarily focused on the inside of the mental institution, effectively symbolizes the patient's confinement within their own minds. It reinforces the theme of isolation and the passage of time, but the whole world outside continues to move forward. The claustrophobic atmosphere and the meticulous production design enhance the film's immersive experience. The sequence where McMurphy steals the boat with the help of Chief and takes a squad out onto the water is a classic scene that showcases the freedom and joy that McMurphy brings to the lives of the patients. The scene is beautifully shot and serves as a metaphorical escape from the oppressive environment of the institution. Although this film is the definition of what some deem a classic, like any movie, it presents the viewer with some negative aspects. While the bathroom scene where McMurphy tries to lift the sink adds to the character's rebellious nature, it may feel slightly dragged out, causing a temporary lull in the pacing of the film. Although it showcases McMurphy's determination and defiance, it could have been trimmed down to maintain a more consistent pace. In the final act, McMurphy's decision to stay during the night of the Christmas party seems illogical, considering his inclination for escape. This choice ultimately leads to a tragic end for his character, which is a sad conclusion for such a great movie character. In conclusion, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a masterpiece that explores the complexities of the human mind, power of rebellion, and the importance of friendship. With its outstanding performance, compelling characters, and thought-provoking themes, this film continues to resonate with audiences decades after its release. It is a must-watch for any lover of cinema and testament to the enduring power of storytelling, which is why I'm proud to say I give this film a wonderful score of 9 out of 10 on the Diamond Days scale. And with that being said, I'll leave you with this. As always, if you've enjoyed these episodes, do us a favor by subscribing on YouTube, follow on the audio platforms, click the like or heart buttons so you can tell us you enjoy these episodes, as well as turn on post notifications so you're up to date on those platforms when new episodes release. Also, don't forget to click that share button so you can help continue to grow the podcast with all your friends and family, as well as follow on Instagram at Critiquing with Carr for all news and updates on social media. Now, that being said, my film freaks and cinephiles, happy viewing.